Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick video here. Last year and a half ago, when this socialist government shutdown started, the aka COVID crisis, you couldn't find, there's meat shortages, food shortages everywhere. And if you try to go to a bait shop, they closed them down because they said, it wasn't essential to have them open. If you went to Walmart, some of the Walmarts you were allowed to buy certain things and others you wasn't allowed to buy. And sinkers and fishing hooks you couldn't hardly find. So I started making my own. And I've made a lucrative business out of it, because it's still hard to find sinkers in some areas. But I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what you should have, because you can use these, you can barter with them, and it'll help you in the long run. At first it's kind of expensive getting going, because you need a melting pot. This is a simple melting pot. It ran me, you can get them anywhere between $50 to $70. Then each one of your modes, they run about 35 bucks. And depending on the area you live in, you might want heavy 5-ounce sinkers or 4-ounce or 3-ounce, because you live near the deep water, the ocean, heavy flowing rivers and stuff like that. And other people want, smaller stuff, like your egg sinkers, your quarter and your 1/2 ounce, and split shots. I recommend everybody, if you're going to start doing modes, doing your sinkers, have a split shot mode with various split shots. Because split shots, around here we got a lot of creeks, a lot of mountain streams, a lot of shallow water, and you have a split shot, you can put a small hook on there and you can catch small fish. People who goes out and just fishes for big fish in a SHTF situation, they're going to go hungry, because big fish don't hit a lot. Small fish hit almost all the time. Another thing you want to do is buy an oil can, because you want to keep your modes oiled, and you just oil them here and there, and they're good to go. Every other time I use them, I oil them. Another thing is, soft lead is the best lead to use, especially making split shots. Sinker weights, wheel weights. The older ones, it looks like a bent spear, has like the sharp point on it. They're okay, because they don't have that much metal in them, but they're not good to use for split shots. They're okay to use for other sinkers. The new stuff that's out that looks like a bent rectangle will not melt, because they're more zinc and metal than lead. If you buy stuff like this, you're going to have to cut it down. And another thing, you don't know what's all mixed in with this. It might not be pure lead, it might have metal in it, and it will not fit in your melting pot. So you have to, that's going to be extra work for you to cut it down. But the way I cut these down, I use a circular saw with a metal cutting blade. Cut them, and they're good. Soft lead, I like soft lead because you can cut it down into perfect size, throw it in, and it melts. The ends of your sinkers, you just get a pair of pliers and a needle nose and just pop them off. Put them in here and reuse them. Now if you're going to make like lead heads, sorry about that, lead heads, you will make mistakes. You can see, sorry about that. All you got to do is put them on a needle nose, stick them back in here, melt the lead off, let the hook cool down, and reuse it. It's not a lot of this stuff I go get an old pan and I melt it down into inklets, and that way when I'm doing a lot I just toss it down in there, perfect size, it melts. Or you can actually trade or sell these. Lead around here, it runs anywhere between 50 cents a pound up to $1 a pound. It's getting harder to find because a lot of people are buying it up and making bullets. So I don't know, but it's a simple way to make sure you have, you know, sinkers for fishing. You have sinkers for trade, barter, because in my area it is very hard to find sinkers at places. You know, when they come in, a lot of people just snatch them up. But I do sell a lot to these bait shops around here because they can't get a lot of sinkers in. But it's simple. Like I said, this will run you about $50 to $70. The modes run about 35 bucks each. Your lead, you know, 50 cents to $1 a pound. I mark them, you know, each size, so that way I know what I have. It's simple. I mean, yeah, it's kind of costly at first getting in, but if you just want a couple of, say you just want ½ ounce and quarter sinkers, you know, egg sinkers, just buy you one mode. But make sure you get, everybody should have a split shot because those come in extremely handy. But this is just a little bit. I've got probably about 15, 16 modes of different sinkers and lead heads and stuff like that. So I stay busy. But the best lead you want to get is this soft lead because it bends easy. You can cut it. It's not a lot of slag in it. And if I get stuff with slag, what I'm talking about slag is, you see this stuff, you know, I just use an old spoon and just skim off the surface to get the slag out. So, and you know, like I said, just basic tools. I use a cutter to cut them. Be careful if you do this. Have a well vented area, you know, outside, or if you're doing it inside, make sure the windows are open. You have fans blowing on you. Don't put your face right over this as it's melting because the fumes will mess you up. Just make sure you have a well vented area. Another thing, after you get done doing this lead and you're not wearing gloves, make sure you wash your hands. You can see the lead in here. Make sure you wash your hands, because if you put that in your eyes, you know, you pick something up and eat it, or you're going to get sick. You can get lead poisoning. But I hope this helped. So just let me know and leave your comments below if you got any better ideas or anything. Love to hear from you guys. Alright, everybody be safe and have a great day. Bye.